Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Between the Rallies Podcast. I am your host, Kyle. Let's start this out with addressing the elephant in the room. Why am I here and am I no longer on the Pickleball Effect Podcast? I know you guys were hoping for some juicy tea. There's not really much of it other than the way I was let go. About a week ago, I got a text from Braden. We were chatting, wished him a Merry Christmas. Then I got a text back that was like, hey, thank you for everything this year. Going forward, it makes more sense operationally that Aaron will be the co-host. So I was just let go. I was in shock at first, obviously a little salty. Decided I would pivot and start my own thing because I've been doing the podcast for like a year and a half, shooting it with Braden, doing editing. So it's been kind of become part of my identity. And I was like, hell, I see this as a sign. Nobody's going to chase your goals but you. Nobody's got your back but you. Do something with it, Kyle. So decided I would fire up my own podcast. We'll see how this goes. No hate towards those guys. Obviously, I had so much fun being on that podcast for a year and a half. I got to do a lot of cool things. I got flown out to Florida for the Nerdy Tourney. Shout out to Doug and those guys. So much fun out there. I also got to go down to Yola's event in Vegas and play pickleball with Andre Agassi. That never would have happened without the podcast. So again, wish those guys luck, but I'm going to just keep trucking along. I do well with adversity. So this podcast is going to run a little bit different than that podcast. I'm going to break this up into a few sections. So you're going to have Off the Bounce, which is basically my weekly update, kind of what we're doing here. Then In the Bag. So I'll discuss just what's in my bag currently, what I'm testing, and kind of just my initial first impressions of it. I'm not planning to dive into, swing weight and twist weight and get like way into the weeds. There's plenty of podcasts for that. Q kills it, and Braden and Chris. There's lots. If you want the numbers, they're all already out there. So my idea behind this is I'm just going to kind of give you how I felt it played. More so just like anecdotal stories. And if you need those numbers, they're out there. Everybody's got databases. So this is just going to be more like real life opinions. Then after that, we have Around the Net, where this will be similar to Kyle's Corner. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on in the pro game, maybe some drama, some things like that. And then we'll do Mail Call, where I take 1 to 3 questions. You can either drop your question just in the comments here or shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'll grab 1 to 3 questions and answer those every week. Nothing's off limits. You can get as spicy as you want, and I will do my best to answer it as long as it's legal. And then finally, we're going to wrap it up with Smash or Pass. I'm just going to take 1 or 2 topics that I've seen kind of trending in the space and give my quick opinion on it, smash or pass. And that'll conclude it. As far as co-hosts go, I know podcasts are pretty tough with one person, and it's going to be tough to keep you guys here listening to me for half an hour. I have had some people already reach out to me to want to be a co-host, which I love you guys. That's pretty awesome to feel supported in that way. But I am going to start out solo. I do plan to do some guest appearances / segments. I'm going to use this section in my platform to kind of highlight some stuff that resonates with me. I want to interview and talk to like people in the community that are using pickleball, like for veterans, trying to curb some PTSD, maybe some recovery programs, using it to help with addiction, stuff like that. Some topics that relate to pickleball that probably aren't getting as much light as I feel like they should get light shown on them. So I'm hoping to do some stuff like that, and maybe like some sports psychologists and cool stuff. So that's my plan as far as guests go. Co-host might happen in the future. I'm not opposed to it, so we'll see. All right, so let's get started. In the bag. This week, I have been hitting a couple of wide body paddles. Enhance. The Duo. So I'm already a big fan of the elongated. I am typically an elongated player. I usually don't love wide bodies. This changed my mind. I actually prefer this to the elongated. Out of the box, no weight. This thing is extremely stable. It's a reset monster. Like, you put your paddle out there blocking hard drives and the ball just goes where you want it. The controls there. The power, I would put it kind of mid to lower tier power paddle. Like, the power is definitely there. This thing can slap. But honestly, like what was most surprising to me is no weight. It was still very like it was forgiving. The power was there. I didn't feel like it was lacking really anything. It's got a 5.5-inch handle. They're utilizing that same EVA ring, the EPP core, but they use their ridge core technology. So on the edges, it's kind of like they sandwiched the EPP into the EVA, almost like a tongue and groove type connection. And what they're saying is that helps with the sweet spot and all that stuff. And I will say this is a very forgiving paddle. I think anybody that picks this up will enjoy it. And it's at a solid price. I mean, after code, it's like $150. Targeted release for this is January 1st, but they did let me know if they get them in stock ready to go, they will start shipping them earlier. But target release January 1st, definitely a paddle worth checking out. Enhanced. Every release has gotten better. I'm very excited to see what they do in 2026. Then we have the Project Peacock. This is the 13 millimeter standard. You're not going to get a girlfriend with this paddle. This has got to be the ugliest shape ever. But I mean, I'm ugly and I'm still pretty cool. So it plays pretty good. I like it. This is the 13 mil. It's 7.6 ounces. So it's extremely light. I have to put some weight on it. I had been playing it stock to see how it plays. Stock, I do not like it from the baseline. But at the net, it is very fast in your hands. It is very poppy. Quick counter punches, great. This is definitely a paddle aimed at somebody that's going to get to the kitchen and battle it out. My hands do feel very fast with this. So if you're the type that wants to get, if your game is getting to the net, hands battles, this is the paddle for you. If you want to be a baseline banger, like I would definitely not use this for singles. But if you like some net play, definitely check it out. $280. You can get these at Dick's, Pickleball Central, and Proton. My code works at Proton, get you 10% off. So definitely worth checking out. Another thing that's in my bag right now that I got to talk about is a shoe. I usually just absolutely wreck shoes. Most shoes last me, honestly, 2 to 3 months most before there's a hole in them. Knox. So this is JMA and Judith Castillo playing for these guys. Also Grayson Golden. These shoes, though, their durability has been absolutely insane. I might even throw a picture up. I've been only playing these for, honestly, close to 3 months. And the only wear is kind of on the inside of the sole. Other than that, like they're solid. They're very low to the ground, which is nice. They don't ride super high off the court. They're wide enough. They're not like a true wide, but I don't have a narrow foot. I have like almost a wide foot, and these fit perfect. If you have a actual wide foot, these would probably be a little too snug, but these are definitely worth checking out. I think they're about $130. I do not have a code for them. But these are awesome. I will post a photo of the wear on them because honestly, it's pretty amazing how much they have not worn down. And again, that could be because I've lost some weight and, a little lighter on my feet than I used to be, but I've been impressed so far. So good job, Knox. All right. Around the net. So this week we had the final PPA tournament of the year, the PPA Daytona. We saw some different partnerships. I just want to give a shout out to some of the winners. It was pretty awesome to see. Augie got his first PPA gold, which with JW, which is amazing. We've always been rooting for Augie. He's definitely a fan favorite. Georgia with ALW, super fun to watch. ALW, she wins with everybody, but it was so fun to watch her win with Georgia. Georgia was just all smiles the whole time, chirping, having a great time. I actually really enjoyed their dynamic. I'm curious to see if we see that happen more, or if she goes back to playing with AB. Honestly, ALW is such a goat. It really doesn't matter who she plays with. She's probably going to win. And then in singles, our boy Chris Hayworth taking another gold. Of course, it's the 1 week that I don't bet on him. I usually bet on Chris Hayworth because he's a dog. But congrats to him. Pretty awesome. And then Catherine Parento taking gold for women. So it was pretty cool to cap out the year with some different winners, and looking forward to next year and seeing what goes on in the PPA. And then finally, with Around the Net, I would like to talk about my trip to Japan. So I am headed to Japan January 18th through the 31st. It is for work, but I have some pretty big pickleball events planned. We're going to do an open play on the west side of Tokyo, and then on the east side of Tokyo the next day. I have some sponsors that were gracious enough to send me out some swag and gear to give out. I'm going to give out prizes, maybe some raffles, just random prizes at these open plays. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'm going to film a ton of content, and I'm just really excited. I went out there about a year ago, and the culture is just so different. If you didn't catch that episode where I talked about it, what it was like last year when I was out there was like no outdoor courts. Everybody was playing indoors on gym floors. You met up with your club. They played for 3-hour sessions. And I'm not joking, an hour and a half out of those 3-hour sessions, for the most part, were drilling. And I'm not talking just like dinking back and forth. Like, they were doing footwork and like they were doing real drills. And I'm really excited to see the growth in a year and how much better all the guys I played with have gotten since then. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's get into mail call. So I put a poll out on Instagram asking for some questions for the first podcast. Obviously, the most asked question was, why are you not on the Pickleball Effect podcast? We've already addressed that. So threw those questions out. All right, question number 1. This one's good. From Tito Chop. Finding love on the pickleball court. My friend needs help. So, you're out of luck, buddy. No, I'm just kidding. This is a tough question, at least because I only have the perception of where I live. A lot of women that we see on the court here are already taken, so you're out of luck. You might have to go hang out with some widows and get in with the older crowd. I'm just kidding. That's terrible. No, but honestly, I feel like just play your game. Don't be out there being the creep that you get like the reputation of like trying to hook up with pickleball girls and stuff. Honestly, if it happens naturally, it'll happen. Or you can be like me and go find a girl outside of pickleball and then just force her to play pickleball. Then you got your pickleball baddie that you found outside of pickleball. Question 2 from Tickle My Pickle. What are your goals for 2026? We have seen your fitness progress, so what is next? So, yeah, as many of you know, February I weighed about 312 pounds. I was on antidepressants and blood pressure medicine. It was terrible. I got control of my health, lost about 80 to 90 pounds, depending on the day. So my goals for 2026 are a little less fitness-oriented. Obviously, I want to maintain my health, get fitter, be here for my kids. Obviously, I want to continue to grow in the pickleball space, whether that be through this podcast or another avenue. Pickleball does play a big part in my life, and I would love to grow either as a content creator or just doing something. Honestly, I could do something in the community as far as pickleball goes. Pickleball just makes me happy in general. So I do want to grow in the pickleball space, maintain my fitness, be a better dad. I feel like you can always improve on that. And then I am going to run 2 marathons next year. And then I am debating training for an Ironman 70.3 as well. So those are my goals for 2026. Would love to hear some of your guys' goals. Drop them down in the comments. Let's see what you guys want to accomplish in 2026. All right, Garrison Bennett 42. Have you always enjoyed running? And if not, how did you start? Well, Garrison, I was an offensive lineman and a prop in rugby. Running is the furthest thing from my idea of fun. The way that all started is I needed to lose weight. So I actually started walking, walked a ton. I was averaging about 10 miles a day, started wearing weight vests, and it was about June time frame. I was like, you know what? I've been walking so much. I'm like, let's try running. So I went on that first run in June. I signed up for a marathon, went for a 3-mile run, And I was like, I'm going to do this. I just wanted to prove that I could do something that hard. Created a chat GPT running program to get to that marathon. And then via the podcast, Jonas, a local guy who he runs the pickleball program at Lifetime Fitness, he was actually a running coach, and he reached out to me and graciously offered to train me for my first marathon. So he actually trained me to my first marathon, which I completed in October, injury-free the whole time. It was awesome working with him. But I still don't love running. I just love doing something that's hard. Like I feel better after I do something that's hard. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, smash or pass. So there's a trend going around right now with some brands releasing blackout paddles. Minimally branded, just black on black. You got like the new Loco in the blackout edition. RPM's got the blackout edition. Smash or pass. To me, this is an absolute smash. This is a great trend that I would actually like to see all the brands do. It is okay to have these loud graphics, but I really do see a love for minimally branded good paddles. And honestly, black and black's just sexy. So definitely smash there. And then topic number 2, I saw a video. It was Alex from the kitchen talking about foam paddles. And he was talking about how we're going to see an increase in thinner and thinner paddles with foam. To me, that's a hard pass because I have hit the 13s, the 15s, the 16s. And with foam and that technology, I honestly feel like 16 is awesome because the reason to go from 16 to thinner used to always be you wanted more pop. You still have that argument about, the maneuverability, but a good 16 and a good shape is plenty fast at the net. And with that 16, you just you get better feel. You can still get great power. You can get the pop. I just feel like you can get the best of both worlds with the 16 now, where like when I go down to a 13, like, yes, it's poppy and it's great, but I do feel like I lose that feel that I had with the thicker core of the 16. So for me, that is a pass. But we'll see. I could change my mind. We have a whole nother year coming. We'll see some innovation. Foam, I think this year is going to get real creative. We've seen a lot of innovation around foam already, way more, I feel like, than we saw with the poly cores. So I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to trying out the Vlair shifts I have coming. Chorus has the Coda. So there's a lot of different foams coming out. So that could change my mind. But for now, thinner paddles, hardcore pass. And this concludes the first episode. We're going to make improvements. I would love feedback. If you want to continue to watch me, please comment and share the podcast. Would love the support. Planning to shoot one episode, one to every 2 weeks. I will be gone to Japan, and I am probably going to shoot an episode out there with a club leader is my plan. So stay tuned and have a great week and a Merry Christmas.